we're going to start just laying flat on your mat. So lying on your back is where we'll start. So today we'll do a couple somewhat funky transitions that maybe aren't as typical to yoga, but we're going to play with them a little bit and hopefully have some fun. So laying on your back is where we're going to start. All right, just settle in a little, kind of let those hips wiggle from side to side. Pull the shoulder blades under the back, right? The palms can face up. Let's give yourself a moment here, making some adjustments in the body. You'll notice as you kind of settle into stillness that maybe certain areas will be a little uncomfortable, maybe a shoulder that you can move a little differently, or the positioning of your heels and your feet. Just taking some breath in and out. All right, feeling the rib cage expand, the torso, the belly expand as you inhale. All right, exhaling, letting everything kind of settle back in. Cool, and then let's inhale, drawing this right knee in towards the chest. You can give it a nice little hug and squeeze, press that left heel a little further away from you, maybe even circle out the ankle a few times as you pull the knee into the chest. Cool, and then we'll go through some motions here. So take your left hand to that right knee, and you're gonna guide it over to the left side of your body as if we were doing our typical kind of lying twist here. All right, just for that exhale though, as you inhale, I want you to bring it back through center, pass the knee off to the right hand, and open the knee and the hips up to the right. So again, each one of these just for a breath. So inhale to center, pass off to your left hand, exhale to twist, and then inhale through center, pass off to your right hand, open up the hip. Good, inhale, bringing it back through center, pass off to the left. Inhale back through center, pass it off to the right and open the hip. Good, and then inhale, just bring it back through center from there. Let's bring it over to the left for a pause. So we're in our twist here. The arms are both out at a T. I want you to reach your right arm all the way across the body, so kind of rolling onto that left shoulder. Put your right hand on top of the left hand. And then as you inhale, roll it open, arms back to a T. Breath here. As you inhale, let's bring it back through center, roll onto that left hip, palms on top of one another. And then exhale, open up to that twist. We'll go one more time. Inhale to reach over. Good, and exhale, opening to your twist. Good, bringing the leg back through center. So your hips are flat on the ground. We'll straighten the legs straight up here. Hands can come behind the hamstring, behind the back of the knee, or to the calf, wherever you are. Some of you might be grabbing onto your big toe already. Flexing the toes down towards the body, pressing the heel up. Good. All right, so then let's take this same motion with the legs straight. If that's a little too intense for you, you can bend the knee and do kind of the same that we just did. So we're not even going to use our arms to guide here, but try to bring that right foot over to the left side. So you're coming into that twist, tapping the foot down, and then inhale, bring it back through center, and exhale to open it up to the right side, however much you can. The wall's in the way here a little for me, so if your foot goes closer to the ground, cool, or maybe it hangs out there. Let's inhale, bring it back through center. And then exhale, take that right foot over to the left into your twist. Try to keep both shoulders down on the floor if you can. Inhale through center. And exhale over to the right, opening the hips. Let's just do that one more time. Take it over to the left. Inhale, center, over to the right. Good. Inhale, bring it through center. We're going to pause in that twist. So bring it all the way over to the left. We're going to pause here. Cool. Again, with that same motion, our right hand, this time trying to keep that leg straight. The inside of the foot is pressing down onto the mat. Reach your right hand over to the left. And then exhale to open up and twist. Good. Inhale to reach over. Good. Open up and twist as you exhale. Again, reaching right hand to the left. Exhale to open and twist. And then reach that right arm over to the left. We're going to pause here. So I'd like you to now bend into your right knee. So you can rest the knee down on the floor. Your knee's about in line with the hip or so. So a little bit different transition here. Our right hand is going to go just above our left tricep here. We're going to push into the ground to slide that left arm out. So you can move your left hip over to the left a little further. So we're in this kind of half frog pose. Our hands will come by our rib cage. So kind of chaturanga arms here. That right knee is out to the right side still. Off of the mat, we're going to inhale to lift up. Take a little back bend here with that leg out. Maybe your arms won't straighten all the way, or maybe you can, but we'll look over that right shoulder as best you can. Good, and then exhale, bring it back down through center. We're going to press up again, straightening the arms as best you can. Look over that right shoulder. Good, and then one more time. Lower it down, press up. This time, don't look over that right shoulder. Keep your chest through center. I want you to shift your hips back. So we'll bend into that left knee. Shift your hips back so we're in a kneeling position. Take your left foot to your right foot into a wide-legged child pose stance almost. Your hands will stay to the front of the mat. Shift the hips back to your heels. So we're getting a left side body stretch through this child's pose. Good, and then inhale, come back up onto the knees, and now we can shift our knees back onto the mat. So we're just in our normal tabletop position here. Good. Nice. From here, let's inhale the left arm up. So we're going to twist the left arm up, try to stack shoulders and arms, and then exhale, thread the needle, take the left arm under the right, reaching across. We're going to go up 2 more times. So inhale to reach the left arm up. Exhale to reach across, left shoulder coming down towards the mat, twisting, maybe looking upward. 1 more time, inhale to reach. Good, exhale to thread the needle. Right, lower that left shoulder, the left side of your head down to the mat. Good. Maybe that right hand reaches overhead if it feels good. Maybe the right leg extends behind you. Just a couple breaths here. Good. Lower that right knee back down to the mat. Take the right hand back as it was, kind of right above that tricep, and we're going to come down back to that twist position. So we're going to extend the left leg behind you, come to the outer left hip as you let this right knee kind of go to the side here. And then we're going to open it back up. That right arm opens up into our twist. Allow that right knee to follow. We're back laying flat on our back. You can readjust yourself slightly if you're not exactly in the center of your mat. But we'll go for the other side here. So hugging that left knee into the chest, pull it in, press through your right heel. Right, maybe make some ankle circles with the left ankle. Good, and then we're going to go through that same motions. Take your right knee over to the right side, guided by your right hand. Good, and then inhale, bring it back through center, pass it off to the left. Open up that hip. Good. Inhale, bring it back through center, passing off to your right hip. Take your twist. Good. Inhale, back through center, opening up. And then the last time we're going to pause in that twist, come back through center, pass it off to your right hand. We're in our supine twist. Take both arms out at a T. We're going to take that left arm, reach it all the way over to meet the right, rolling onto the shoulders so the shoulders are stacked. And then inhale, open up as much as you can. Cool. Well, inhale, bring the hands back together, rolling onto that side body. And then exhale to open up to that twist. One more, inhale. Good, exhale, we'll open it back up. Nice, bring that left leg back through center. The leg will totally straighten. Take your hamstring stretch thus for a moment. Heel points up towards ceiling, toes point back. Good. We can exhale to release the hands here. Again, if the leg being straight is too much for you, you can regress to having the knee bent. But let's start by taking it over to the right. We're going to try to tap it down on the ground over there. And then inhale back through center. Exhale, we'll open that leg all the way up to the left side. And then inhale, bring it back through center. Exhale to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale to the left. Good. Last time, inhale through center. We can exhale over to the right. We can pause and hold here. Good. And then we'll take that left hand over, roll onto your right shoulder. Left hand to the right hand. And then exhale to twist back open. Good. Inhale, reaching all the way over to your right hand. Exhale to twist open. And last time, inhale, bringing it back through. And then exhale, open here. We got to pause, bring it back over. Palms stacked on top of one another. We'll pause there. Okay, that same funky transition onto our stomach. So the left hand is coming just above the right tricep here. We're going to bend into that left knee, right? Press into your left hand to open the chest up, rolling onto your stomach. We can shift the hips over to the right. So your right leg is straight, that left leg is extended or bent kind of in a half frog pose. Hands are two chaturanga arms on each side of the chest. And then we'll press these arms up, look over the left shoulder. Good. Lowering back down. Good. Inhale to press up, look over the left shoulder. Exhale to lower down. Inhale, looking up, and exhale to lower. Good. This time we're going to press up and keep your chest through center, looking forward this time. We're going to bend into that right knee, pivot on the knee, foot to foot here. Press your hips back behind you into a wide leg child's pose. That left knee can be off the mat. Keep the hands reaching to the front of the mat, taking that right side body stretch. Keep the arms nice and active here, reaching away from your hips. Good, and then inhale, come back up into a tabletop, and we can shift this back onto the mat. So both knees come onto the mat, shifting forward. Good, and then we'll inhale the right arm up. All right, shoulders stack, arms are in a straight line. Exhale, thread the needle, reaching under and across. Good, inhale, reach it up again. We got two more of these. Exhale, threading the needle under. Good, inhale, reach it back up. Good, exhale, thread the needle all the way under here. Right shoulder comes down, right side of the head is down. Maybe the left arm reaches overhead. Maybe that left leg goes behind you as well. Just a couple breaths. Good. Lowering that left knee if it was lifted. Bringing the left hand back in front of the face. Good. We're going to now Extend your left or your right leg behind you and roll back onto that right hip, or lowering the hips back down. Good. So that left knee is out here. We're going to shimmy that right hip back under and then open the left arm up into our twist. Good, and then bring that left leg back through center. Find your way back right onto the mat. You're on your back here. Let's hug the knees into the chest. Give a little bit of a rock and roll up and down the spine, right? Engaging the core to lift yourself up. And then lower back down. Again, core to lift. Lower down. This time, tabletop, ankles cross. Come onto the hands and knees and walk yourself back onto your mat. Good, getting the knees under the hips. The wrists are under the shoulders. Good, cat-cows. As you inhale, drop the belly to lift the chest. Exhale, tuck the chin around the spine. Make sure the inside pits of the elbows roll forward. Kind of corkscrew your hands into the ground so the fingertips are pulling away from one another. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, shoulders pull back. Your shoulder blades squeeze together. Exhale, tuck the chin around the spine. Let's do one more like that and then we'll add on. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest. Exhale, tuck the chin around the spine. Good, inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest. Good, and then this time as you exhale, tuck the chin around the spine, take your right knee to your left elbow. So we're crunching in across the body. And then as you inhale to bring the knee back down, drop the belly, lift the chest. Exhale, cat position, bring your left knee to your right elbow. Really pressing the floor away. Inhale, back to your cow pose. We'll do that 2 more times on each side. So exhale, as you round the spine, bring your right knee to your left elbow, and then lower it back down, coming through center. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest. Exhale, left knee to your right elbow. Inhale, back through center, drop the belly, lift the chest. 1 more time each side. Exhale, right knee. Inhale, cow. Exhale, left knee. Inhale, cow. Good. Come back to your neutral tabletop. Kind of sway out the back a little bit. Allow the shoulders shimmy. Anything that feels good in your body. Good. And then we're going to tuck the toes under. So move your knees a little further, closer to your hands. So they're even maybe an inch or 2 in front of the hips. Right? We're going to tuck the toes. We're going to hover the knees. So hovering tabletop here. Nice. So feeling what this feels like, just try to have your knees an inch away from the ground. Keep the inside pits of the elbows pointed forward. So you're really externally rotating the arms. Keep the core engaged. Think about your knees drawing towards your wrists and your wrists drawing towards your knees without actually moving them. Good. From here, one hand at a time, I want you to lift one hand away from the mat. So let's start with our left. As you inhale, lift that left hand away from the mat. Really pull the elbow up towards the ceiling. It's okay if your weight shifts to the right a little, but try to keep the core strong. We'll lower the left hand down, and we'll do the same on the other side. So inhale that right hand up. Squeeze the shoulder blade back. Keep your palm facing down and the fingers flexed. Good. Bring that right hand down. 2 more each side. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale down. Inhale the right up. Exhale down. Inhale the left. And down. Inhale the right. And down. Good. Let's take our downward facing dog from here. Straighten the legs. Readjust the feet a little if you have to. Readjust the hands. Keep the fingers pointed forward. Keep that external rotation like your biceps are kind of rolling forward. Right? Squeezing in towards your ears. Any movements that feel good. Warming up the back side of the body. Good. And then on your next inhale, let's bend through the knees. Look to the front of the mat. Step it forward into your fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, we'll fold. And then inhale all the way up, hands overhead. Reaching tall. Good, exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Let's go through just this half salutation. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Then inhale all the way up, hands overhead, reaching tall. All right, so your next exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. This time, we're gonna stay down here. Take your right hand towards the floor, or maybe to a shin if you can't quite reach. We're gonna take a little twist. So allow, with your right hand down, your right knee can bend a little, straighten the left leg as your left arm comes up. So draw through those left fingertips. You don't even have to have any weight down on that right hand. Good, and then exhale to bring it back through your fold. We'll do the same on the other side. The left hand's gonna stay down. Inhale the right arm up, a slight bend in the left knee, straightening the right. Good, exhale, back through center. Let's do one more each side. So your right hand down, inhale the left up. Now that you know where we're going, what this feels like. Good, exhale, bring it down, left hand down, inhale the right arm up. Good, exhale, bringing it back down through center. Inhale to a halfway lift. Good, exhale, hands to the mat. Let's step it back into our high plank. Good, holding here, making sure the shoulders are over the wrists, the heels are high over the toes. Good, and then we'll lower down through your chaturanga. So keep those elbows, the inside points of the elbows pointed forward, lowering down halfway, hovering. Inhale, upward facing. Good, opening the chest, pulling the shoulders back. Think about trying to pull your body through the shoulders. And then exhale to your down dog. Nice. On your inhale, we'll bend through the knees, look to the front of the mat, step it forward into your fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale to fold. Then inhale all the way up, hands overhead. Good, one more time like that. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. We'll just go through one set of these twists. Inhale to that flat back. Keep your right hand down. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale, bring it back through center. Make sure the back is flat. Left arm down, right arm goes up. Good, exhale, bringing it back through center. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, step it back, high plank. Right, lower down halfway, elbows close to the body, hover and hold. Take one breath here. Then on your next inhale, upward facing dog. Draw the chest forward and through. Good, exhale to your downward facing. Let's inhale the right leg up, bend the knee and stack the hips. So we're trying to open up that right side of the body. All right, and think about, as opposed to thinking about drawing your right hip over the left, try to notice that this motion is coming from the left hip. So kind of open up that left hip so that your right hip comes over top of it. Good, the heel coming close to the hip, the knee high to the ceiling. And then as we exhale, I want you to step that foot in between the hands. Come up to your high crescent lunge, so all 10 toes pointed forward here. Nice. Keeping that back leg nice and straight. Feet bend in the front knee. As you inhale, you should take those hands up and overhead. All right, start with your spine nice and straight so the core is engaged, reaching up. Good, and then start to reach back a little further. I want to turn this into a back bend. All right, so reaching those fingertips back further, look up in between your hands as you open the chest. Nice, as we exhale, come back through center. Your arms can even come by your side as you lower the back knee down to the ground. And then inhale, straighten the back leg and reach up and back into your back bend. Good, 2 more times like that. Exhale, lower the knee, lower the hands. Inhale, reach up and reach back, straightening the leg. 1 more time. Exhale, arms down, knee down. Inhale, reach up and back. Good, and then exhale, hands to the mat. Step it back into your high plank from here. Lower down through your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Good, inhale the left leg up. We're gonna bend the knees, stack the hips. Again, rolling that right hip under the left to open up here. Keep the left hand firmly into the mat. All right, maybe circle out through the ankle a few times. Lift that knee. Draw the heel closer to the glute. Good, and then we're gonna exhale, step this foot in between the hands. Inhale up, high crescent. Arms come up and overhead. Find your traditional high crescent to start. Deep bend, straight back leg, core is engaged, arms frame the ears. Good, and then start to look up in between your hands. As your gaze meets your hands, move the hands further back as if they're repelling one another. Your vision to your hands reaching back. Good, as you exhale, bring the arms down by your side, lower the right knee. And then inhale, come back up, arms overhead. Good, 2 more times. Exhale, arms down, knee down. Inhale to lift. Good, exhale, arms down, knee down. Inhale to lift. Good, exhale, hands down to the mat. Step it back to your high plank. Lower down halfway, pause and hold for a breath. Good, inhale, upward facing. Good, exhale, downward facing. Very good. On your next inhale, bend through the knees, look to the front of the mat, step or hop forward into your fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Draw the heels or the big toes and the feet close together, maybe a little space in between the heels. From this folded position, bend through the knees, reach your hands to the back of your heels. Good. From there, chair pose, swoop the arms up, open the chest, keep the hips low. Good. One big breath here. Good. As you exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold, straightening the legs. Inhale to your halfway. Exhale, hands to the mat, step it back, high to low. Pause for a breath. Inhale, upward facing. Good, exhale, downward facing. Nice. Cool. You're gonna inhale, come high on the toes, shift forward through your high plank. So roll forward here, shoulders come forward. All right, so this is where things will get a little tricky, so pay attention. If you have to take a peek at the screen, go for it. From your high plank, I want the knees to bend into a hovering tabletop, but this time your knees are further back behind your hips. That's okay. Good, so we're holding here. And then I want you to turn, so your left inside foot comes to the ground, your right outer foot comes to the ground, so all 10 toes are pointed off the side of your mat. And we're going to lift this left hand. So we're in a funky, not quite a side plank, but this right foot's going to come through. Make your feet parallel to one another, pointing off to the side. And I want you to lower your hips. So I know we're kind of facing the back of the mat here. We're just in a seated position. Notice with this back arm still posted, you should be making kind of like a W shape or an M shape with your body. So there's pretty equal distance between your foot and hip, hand and hip. And then from here, I want this right leg to straighten. Okay, so all 10, their left foot's pointed that way. This leg's in the same direction. All right, so now I want you to turn your toes out. So we're pressing the outer edge of that right foot down into the mat. With your left hand, reach to the floor outside of that right knee and round the spine. Keep this right arm straight. As you inhale, reach up and back. Follow your gaze with your eyes here. Exhale to reach down outside of your right leg, round the spine. And then inhale to open up and back. One more time, exhale to reach down. Good, inhale to reach back. Cool, from this back position, I want you to press into that right foot to lift the hips up as well. So we're coming into our wild thing pose. As you reach back, allow your gaze to still follow that left hand. Your hips are lifting high. And then as we exhale, we're gonna lower those hips back down, round the spine, reach outside of that right leg. We'll go up 2 more times. Inhale, lift the hips, reach the left arm up and back. Good, exhale, lowering down, round the spine, stretch that upper and side of the back. Inhale 1 more time, wild thing, reach it up. Good, exhale. We'll lower this back down. Nice. We're gonna bend back into that right knee. So our feet are kind of pointed in the same direction, and we're gonna try to come out of this the same way that we came in. Bring your left hand down to the mat. We're kind of on the edges of the feet here, but just turn the hips around. Right, step that left foot or right foot back to meet the left, and then we're gonna take it into our downward facing dog. Good, we'll try this on the other side as well. I know it can feel a little funky, but it's good getting used to new movement, used to new instruction. Let's inhale, high onto the toes, shift forward, high plank. Good, slightly bend the knees. Now you know where we're going, right? A slight bend in the knees, hovering over the ground. We're gonna shift onto the outer edge of the left foot, inner edge of the right foot, lifting the right hand. Take that left leg through, planting it on the ground, feet both point in the same direction as you lower the hips down. You can slightly readjust those feet, that's all right. We're gonna extend the left leg long. Point those left toes to the side so your pinky edge side of the foot is pressing down into the ground, helping to lift you up slightly. We can inhale the right arm up, reaching up and back. And then exhale, reach forward and down, rounding the spine, tucking the chin. Good, inhale, reach it back up. Good, allow your gaze to follow that hand. Exhale, bringing it down. So as you inhale, you follow the arm up. That helps open the chest up. Good, and exhale, bring it back down. Let's add in that wild thing. As we inhale, reach the right arm up, press through the right heel and the left outer foot. As you reach up and back, follow your gaze to that right hand. And then exhale to lower back down, round the spine, reach to the floor outside of the left leg. Inhale, reach up, wild thing. Good, exhale, lower the hips, reaching to the ground. One more time, exhale, wild. Good, inhale, lower the hips down. We'll come back through center. So again, we'll try to reverse this, bend into that left knee so the feet are flat on the ground. You're gonna have to pivot on those feet, turn it to the outside edge of the left foot, inner edge of the right foot as your right hand comes down to the mat. Coming onto the right toes, that left foot steps back. We'll come into our down dog. All right, so let's inhale, bend through the knees, look to the front of the mat, step or hop forward into your fold. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Bring the big toes together to touch again. Sit back, bending through the knees. Touch the heels with your fingertips. And then inhale to reach the arms up. Good. Sit down a little lower. Keep the chest and the arms lifting. We're going to go through that similar sequence one more time, and then we're going to add on. Good. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, hands to the mat. Let's step it back, high to low plank. Pause halfway down for a breath. Good, inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Cool, so similar start. Inhale, high onto the toes, shift forward through that high plank. All right, the feet can stay where they are. Bend through the knees so the knees are just an inch away from the ground. We're going to shift onto the outer edge of the right foot, inner edge of the left foot. As we take that right foot through, sit down. Cool, so straightening the right leg. Our legs were in the same angle as one another. But from here, I want you to take that right leg and take it more straight out to the side. So it's kind of a straight line in between the hand and foot. It's going out to the side, even though my chest is angled this way. Get it to kind of a 90-degree angle at the hip. Good, and I want you to flex that foot, and if you can, externally rotate the leg. All right, so our toes, the outer pinky is still down on the ground. The toes are pointing away. This foot stays flat. What I want you to do is post up on this arm. So instead of going kind of up and back, what we're going to do is lift this hip and ideally this foot.
So post into that arm, post into your left foot. We're gonna lift the hips. Maybe that foot stays down on the ground, or maybe you lift it. If you lift it off the ground, really try to point the toes. So I'm pointing straight to the camera with them. This left arm, let's just bring it back, touching our shoulder, and then lower it back down. Good, let's go up. We'll just go up and down 3 times here. So we're gonna lift the hip, lift that foot, point the toes to the side, hand comes to the shoulder, squeezing the shoulder blade, and then lower it back down. 2 more, press up, lift the hip, lift the foot. Good, lower it back down. And you're really only trying to lift this hip, a couple inches away from the ground. Lift the hip, lift the foot, point the toes, and then we'll lower it back down. Good. 1 more transition. We're gonna try to go from here and just rotate back to our bent knee position. So lift the hip, lift the foot, and we're gonna pivot on this left foot, bend your right knee, draw it underneath of you, hand comes down to the mat. We're back in that bent knee position, and then we can take our downward facing dog. We'll do the same on the other side, and then we'll start to put it all together. So it's inhale, high onto the toes, shift forward through your high plank. Good, from here, bend through the knees. All right, we're going to shift that left foot out to the left, your right hand, or out to the right, your right hand coming off, and we'll have a seat. I'm gonna face you guys so you can see that slightly different angle. So we're coming here, shifting, having a seat here. So toes pointed off the mat. I want you to straighten the left leg. Is this where we're at? Yeah, I would be here. So that left leg is straightening, and then pull it out so it's even wider here. All right, so the foot should be making a nice equal triangle with the hands and foot. Point the toes, the edge of the foot down, and we're gonna press through the hand, press through this foot to lift this hip. Maybe that foot stays down, that's okay. You can work there, right? Or maybe you lift the hip and you lift the toes. You'll notice the hips might shift back behind you a little. The core is engaging as you lift, and then lower it back down. Okay, lift again. Point the toes, hand comes to the shoulder, lower down. And again, last time, reaching up. Good, lower it down. This time we'll go with that transition. We're gonna lift up, right? Bend the knee, draw this knee under the body as your right hand comes down to the ground. You're in that bent knee position. Straighten up, downward facing dog. Very good. Nice. On your inhale, bend through the knees, look to the front of the mat, step or hop forward into your fold. Inhale to a halfway lift, flat back. Exhale to fold. And then inhale all the way up, hands overhead, reaching tall. Let's exhale, bring the hands down by your side. Very good. We're gonna go through a standing kind of balancing posture, and then we're gonna put this all together. Okay, so weight into your right foot, single-legged Tadasana. Draw that knee up, find your balance. Arms can stay by your side to start. As you inhale, I want you to raise the arms up and kick that left leg back. So you're gonna lift up, taking that back bend, reaching towards the foot as if maybe you would be able to actually grab your foot with your hands. And then exhale, we're gonna crunch that left knee into the chest, arms come by your side. 2 more like that. Inhale to lift. Good. Exhale, crunching the knee in. 1 more. Inhale to lift. Good. Exhale, crunching the knee in. And then we're just going to lower it down, shake out that base leg. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Good. So inhale that right knee up. All right, finding your balance. Take a couple breaths. Arms can stay by your side. And then as you inhale, reach the arms up. Kick that right leg back behind you. Reach the arms up and back. Create that back bend as if you're reaching to grab that foot. And then exhale, crunch it in, elbow to knee, or elbow to chest. Good. Again, inhale, reach up and back. Good. Exhale, crunch in, knee to chest. One more. Inhale, reach it up and back. Good. Exhale, crunch it in, knee to chest. Nice. Lowering down from here. Shake out those legs. Good. And then let's inhale, arms up high. All right, just a chaturanga to get back to down dog. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step it back, high plank. Lower down halfway, pause for a breath. Inhale, upward facing. And then exhale to your downward facing. Okay, we're gonna put this together here. Inhale, shift forward. Good, lower the knees, hovering over the table. I want you to go straight into that hovering position. So we're gonna turn onto the inside edge of the left foot. As the left knee draws in, we're gonna shoot it out to the left side, right? And then from here, let's inhale, draw it all the way back. Take that right leg up, three-legged down dog, bend the knee and stack the hip. Good, and then we're gonna take it, try to go through that same motion again. Exhale, we're gonna bring that right leg all the way over, pivot on the left foot, bending that knee, lifting the left hand, the right leg goes to the left. And then suck it back in, knee comes to your chest, left foot down, pivot on the ball of the left foot, take that right foot up and back. We're gonna do that one more time and then add in our waterfall. So knee coming all the way across the body, pivot on that left foot, left hand comes up, point the toes over to the left. This time, inhale, bend the knee, suck it all the way in, left hand comes down, bend the knee, stack the hips, keep reaching those right toes further back until that right hand lifts off the ground. Pivot your left heel down to the mat. Wild thing from here. Good, and then we're gonna come back through your right hand to the mat. We're gonna pivot back onto the ball of that left foot. All right, and lower your right foot down. Good, lower the knees, take a child's pose, and we're gonna do the other side. We'll just take 3 breaths here, giving the arms a little rest. All right, soaking in what you just did so that you can do it even better on the other side. I'm gonna face you guys for this one. Let's tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Nice, inhale the left leg, or actually inhale high onto the toes, shift it forward, high plank, lower the knees an inch away from the ground. We'll take that left foot, turn your right heel down, the left foot shoots out to the right, your right hand lifts. Good, bringing it back through center, bend the knee, suck it into the chest. As your right hand comes down, you're pivoting onto the ball of the back foot. That left leg extends up, and then bend the knee, stack the hips. All right, we'll go through this motion again. Exhale, drawing that left knee in towards the chest. Turn your back heel down. As you lift the right hand, the left foot comes through. Notice that bending in the back knee. Good, draw the knee in towards the chest, right hand down, lift the leg, bend the knee, stack the hips. We're gonna go one more time. Draw the left knee into the chest, turn your back heel down, bending that knee as your left leg starts to straighten. Good, bring it back in, knee to chest, right hand comes down, pivot on the ball of the right foot, left foot goes up and back until you are peeling that left hand away from the mat, your back heel lowers to the ground. Good, and then lifting up, your gaze follows that left hand. Good, reversing it back through, left hand coming to the mat as that left foot lifts. Good, and then meet it back in our down dog. From this down dog, take your child's pose. Good, 3 breaths there. Just starting to recover. Good. As you inhale, come back up, tabletop. We're gonna tuck the toes under, coming into our pigeon. Let's bring that right leg up. Exhale, right knee to the right wrist, slide that shin flat on the mat. And we're working the left leg back. So we're really opening up the hips the whole time, creating a lot of use of the glute med and the outer hip to stabilize. We're gonna give it some relaxation here. Inhale to lift the chest. All right, exhale, we'll walk the hands forward and down. All right, if you can, rest the forehead either on your wrists, your forearms, or your onto the floor. Good. On your inhale, come back up onto the hands. We're gonna sit onto that right hip. The left leg's gonna come out front. So your right heel is to that left inner thigh. Scooting forward a little, shift the chest off to that foot. Right, toes flex towards the body. Keep the spine nice and straight as you reach forward and down towards the foot. Good, inhale, bring it back through center. All right, we're just gonna swing that left leg around, back, tuck the toes under, three-legged down dog. Just get a couple circles into that hip. Anything that feels good. We'll meet back in our down dog. And we'll take that left leg up behind you. All right, pigeon prep, left knee to the left wrist. All right, get the shin flat parallel to the front as best you can. The right leg walks all the way back, lifting the chest. Good, and then exhale, walk those hands forward, melting the chest. Rest the forehead wherever you can. All right, really trying to deepen and smoothen out these breaths. All right, notice the different ways that the breath can help orient the body. All right, you can breathe deeper down into the hips, really expanding the belly, allowing the hips to expand slightly as well. And then walk the hands back towards the body. Let's lower that left hip down. All right, bring your right leg around front. So the left foot is to the inner thigh of the right leg. Kind of scoot forward onto the sit bones. Shift the chest off towards the right toes. Good, and then as you're ready, walking the hands forward and down. All right, grabbing on to the ankle, the shin, the foot, wherever you are. Good, inhale, come back up through center. Take that right foot back behind you, hands to the mat. Take your left leg up and back, three-legged down dog. Make a few big hip circles here. Good, lowering the feet back down to the ground. We'll walk the feet all the way through the hands, coming onto your back. Lower it all the way down here onto the back. We'll hug the knees into the chest. All right, and then I'd like you to tap your feet down to the ground. And as you inhale, draw the knees all the way into the chest, engaging the core so you feel your tailbone slightly lift off the mat. And then we'll lower those feet back down. Just 3 more to make sure we're leaving with a strong, active core. Draw the knees in, lower it down after all those back bends. It's a good counter activation. Last one, lower the feet down and then hug the knees into the chest. Squeeze, pause here. Use all of your kind of core strength to pull those knees deeper into the chest.
for 3, 2, 1, and then exhale to let everything fall down to the mat. All right, tuck those shoulder blades under again. The palms can face up. Toes point slightly out. Breathing in. Allowing the breath to nourish the body. All right, allowing the mind to fall blank. Even if there are extra thoughts kind of floating around in the head still, just imagine them scrolling by like credits at the end of a movie. No need to actually pay attention to them. Just acknowledge that they're there. Good, and then bring some movement back through the body, through the hands, the feet. You can reach and stretch long overhead. Cool, and then draw the knees into the chest and roll to your favorite side. Pressing up to your favorite seated position as you're ready. Sitting up tall, let the shoulders relax. Let any even slight sensation of stress or tension still melt away. And thank you all for joining me here today and allowing me to guide you through your practice once again. The light in me honors and respects the light in you. Namaste.
Thank you for watching Kula Wellness on YouTube. Please consider subscribing by clicking on the subscribe button below.